read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Noah Berg claims his brother caused his son to be injured at his bar mitzvah and says the teen was unable to attend tennis camp. Isaac Berg says his nephew's broken arm was Noah's fault, not his.
So I see I've got Mr. Noah Berg here as my plaintiff, defendant Isaac Berg. You two related?
Yes, we're brothers, Your Honor.
Okay, brother against brother. Here we go. Daniel Berg, I see, is going to be a plaintiff witness for you, sir, via video. Will be testifying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your son?
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor, he is.
And I see, Mr. Noah Berg, you are suing your brother for $1,275. You are saying that he owes you some money for a tennis camp. Tell me about why you're in court today.
Absolutely, Your Honor. I love my brother. I always have, ever since we were growing up together. But even back then when we were both children, I knew that he's always been a risk taker. He's always been liable to put himself into dangerous situations. And I am the older brother, and so I've often had to be the more responsible one, putting guardrails on the situation. So my son, Daniel, just turned 13 this year. And
Mazel tov to you.
Thank you very much. And so we had his bar mitzvah. And so I wanted to make this one of the best days of his life.
Sure.
I invited his entire class. I invited our whole family. But there is a tradition in a lot of Jewish celebrations where they will dance that is called the hora.
Yeah.
You place the celebrant on a chair, and then that chair is lifted amongst the celebrants.
Sure.
I made the executive decision that we were not going to have a hora at Daniel's bar mitzvah.
Oh, really?
I love my son dearly. He is my world. He is also very accident prone.
Oh, okay.
He could, the way my wife and I phrase it is he would trip walking on a straight sidewalk.
Okay.
And so
and to
we
be
made
clear, so everyone in the courtroom knows, at the hora, they're lifted above everyone's shoulders, high in the air, and
yes,
dances.
passed around.
Correct. Okay. Seated in the chair.
Seated in the chair.
Okay, just so everybody has a visual. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Berg.
And so I made the decision that we weren't going to do that. I spoke to Daniel about it, and he said that he was absolutely fine with that. He was still getting the party that he wanted. So we're at the party, we're having a great time, everyone's smiling, eating, and I turn and I see held up above the entire dance floor, Daniel in a chair weaving back and forth. And I was terrified. And so I bolted across, and who do I see but Isaac holding the chair up on the dance floor. And I was furious. So I reached out to try to control this chair that was weaving back and forth. And I did what I could, but the chair toppled over to the side and Daniel fell down onto the floor. And the way he was holding his arm, I was certain it had been broken. And so I took him to urgent care, and I give Isaac this much credit. He did pay the deductible on Daniel's medical bills for $500.
Okay, so then what happened? Because I see you're still suing for $1,275.
Correct, Your Honor. In all of the craziness, I had forgotten that Daniel had been wanting to get more active, and so he wanted to sign up for a tennis camp this summer. And so I said to him, if this means that much to you, then this is going to be something you're going to have to pay for yourself.
Okay.
And so he worked hard tutoring students at our local Hebrew school for the better part of a year to save up the money for this camp.
So why didn't he make it to session, sir?
Because he broke his arm. The arm that he broke when he fell out of the chair that Isaac lifted during the hora was
and that you pulled before he fell.
Was his right arm.
Well, don't worry, Isaac. I clocked everything from your brother's testimony. I'll be getting to those questions. Go ahead, sir.
For sure. It broke his tennis arm. And so he was unable to go. Because Daniel had worked so hard for this money, I reached out to Isaac because he had already paid the deductible to say, this means a lot to Daniel. Would you be able to reimburse him for that money that he is going to miss out on account of what happened? Isaac refused.
Let me get Isaac in here, sir. So far, your brother has painted a picture of you being reckless and dangerous and the daredevil of the family. Is it true?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm unfortunately quite boring. Now, while we were kids, as you can probably assume, Noah was very nervous, very shy, and didn't want to do a lot. There was a lot of fear in him. Comparatively, I am not like that.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Did you have a horror at your bar mitzvah?
I did, yes.
And how about you, Noah? Did you have a horror?
I did, yes.
Okay, did you fall out the chair?
I did not. No,
Okay,
Your Honor.
okay, good. Okay, so we're 2 for 2. Go
Yes.
ahead, sir.
And later,
Everything was fine for about a month, and then I received utility bills, and they had more than doubled. They had gone from $150 a month to $350 a month.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Noah Berg, who brought his brother Isaac Berg to court for the cost of tennis camp.
Where did the idea of a horror come into place? Because it's clear from your brother that this was discussed with his son and his wife, and there was a decision to have no horror, and yet here we are.
Yes. Your Honor, I spoke with Daniel, obviously, at the bar mitzvah. I said, hey, how are you feeling? I'm so proud of you. And I wanted, as a part of our culture, part of our Jewish heritage, to do the horror.
Did you have a horror at your bar mitzvah?
I did, yes.
And how about you, Noah? Did you have a horror?
I did, yes.
Okay, did you fall out the chair?
I did not. No,
Okay,
Your Honor.
okay, good. Okay, so we're 2 for 2. Go
Yes.
ahead, sir.
And you'll notice there's proof that someone can do that and not fall out and be fine.
Yeah. Have you ever seen anybody fall out the chair at the horror?
I've not seen it.
I've not seen it either.
That's 2 people now.
I'm not Daniel.
I know.
Okay, Isaac, continue. So where does the idea of the horror come into play? Is it your idea? Let me ask you directly.
Yes, I went up to Daniel at the bar mitzvah, I love you so much, yada yada, and I said, you don't want to do the horror. Because I thought maybe Noah was projecting, maybe that was what it was. Now, I was speaking to Daniel. He seemed nervous. He seemed indecisive, as he is, a little shy. He did not seem like he was fearful or refusing to do this.
Okay.
There was not this forced, you're gonna do this, you're gonna go. It was a celebratory act, everyone's cheering. There are multiple people holding the chair. It is not, like Superman lifting one, not magically lifting it on my own, of course.
Okay.
So he eventually said, okay, yeah, let's do it. He didn't seem fearful when he was up there.
He was
seemed
terrified.
He seemed
Mr.
He's-
Berg, I'm hearing other Mr. Berg. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. He seemed overwhelmed with the experience. As
Was he
anyone-
excited?
He seemed like it to me.
Did you have to talk him into it?
Yes, but
Okay.
he never seemed fearful or hesitant in a way that wasn't just a teenager being nervous and uncertain.
Okay.
So he did it, and as you've heard, Noah pushed
So
people.
was it going well at first? Because it seems like we need to kind of slow down the timeline here, right? That your brother here sees this. He sees the horror to his horror. I had to, sorry. And then he interjects physically to try to grab and stabilize the chair, is what he says. How did you see that?
That is all correct. That is how
Okay.
that transpired, Your Honor. However, when he grabbed the chair and started pulling it, of course, Daniel started to teeter. And then the chair fell, and then Daniel fell on the floor.
Yikes.
While I, of course, feel horrible to see my nephew in this position, I don't believe I'm at fault because there were several seconds, perhaps a minute, of us holding that chair up and dancing.
Just fine.
Yes,
Before
until
your brother intervened.
Before
But
my
if that's the case, why did you feel the need to pay the hospital bills?
They asked me, and I thought, okay, I'll do something nice. I love Daniel. Why not? Just
I
seemed
need some
like-
more family like that. Shoot. Just all you had to do was ask. Okay. I would like the court to see the testimony from Daniel himself. He's 13 years old now. He's, by Jewish custom, a man in his own right.
Yes,
Let's hear
yes,
from
Your Honor.
Daniel.
I originally had my bar mitzvah, and I didn't want to do the horror, but Uncle Isaac pretty much forced me to. And when he lifted me up in the chair, he dropped me, and I broke my arm. I've been working for months to pay for tennis camp, and now that I broke my arm, I can't do it, and I can't get a refund for that either. So I'm asking for Uncle Isaac to give me a refund and reimburse my money.
What'd you say, Uncle Isaac?
Well, it's heartbreaking to hear, but he truly didn't seem that hesitant and that opposed to doing it. I don't feel like it's fair for me to pay for his camp. I doubt that Noah didn't have some influence on him doing this because he is very
When you
shy.
say doing this, you mean this testimony?
In influencing his...
So you think your brother coached him for this testimony today?
Yes, I do think so.
Wow.
I think
Noah, that is a searing indictment from your own brother.
I'm profoundly offended by that, Your Honor. Daniel is his own man. I am very proud of that, and that is the testimony that he
But
wanted
he's not
to
his
give.
own man at his bar mitzvah. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, he was
Well,
his
now
own.
that's a good point, because if he's his own man in this testimony, he should be his own man in deciding whether or not to participate in this horror, is what your brother's saying.
He was absolutely fine with not doing the hora. I talked to him about that. I mean, yes, I made that decision, but he raised no objections with me over that.
All right, gentlemen, I think I'm about to be ready to make a ruling here. What's germane here is the fact that there was an assumption of risk taking place, but it wasn't by you, sir. It was by your son. And when you become an adult, you have to be responsible for adult decisions. So I'm not convinced that Isaac Berg here, your brother, was egregious or aggressive in his persuading of your son to participate in the horror. Now, do I believe that you and your wife and your son agreed not to do the horror? I believe that. But I believe with just probably some relatively gentle coaxing, your son decided to change his mind. And that's okay. But in changing his mind, sir, from not doing the horror to doing the horror, your son must bear the responsibility of the assumption of risk. And when you assume the risk, you have to be prepared for the consequences if you are indeed a man, as he is at 13. Therefore, the court rules in favor of the defendant. I am dismissing the plaintiff's case in its entirety. You will not get a single dime, sir, nor will your son, of the $1,275 you demanded. That is my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
He's a leader in taking responsibility, which
Because
is
you
what
look
I
at
wish he
him through
would
this
do.
myopic lens, where he's a saint and the world is covered in pillows and everything's easy. That's
He
not
broke
real
his
life.
arm because of you.
Okay, gentlemen.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Okay, and you've already been there 4 months, though, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you're ready to move out, right?
Yes, I'm not with her right now.
Oh, you have moved out. Okay, where are you living?
I'm back with my dad.
Okay, so you back freeloading. Okay.
This is Equal Justice. Faith Carter claims her utility bills doubled after her daughter moved in and says she owes for the extra living costs and back rent. Savannah Carter says her mother never mentioned paying rent and she can't afford it.
Ladies, I see I've got Faith Carter here as my plaintiff, Savannah Carter as my defendant. I see the plaintiff is suing for $2,400. Why are you in court today, ma'am? And is there a relationship here?
She's my mom.
Okay, thank you. So you are suing your daughter for $2,400, ma'am. Why are we in court today?
Yes, I am suing Savannah for 4 months of back rent and 2 months of utility costs.
And she was moved back in with you, or what's the situation, ma'am?
Yes, she had spent 5 years with her father and had come to me and asked if she could come and live with me and my husband, my current husband.
Okay.
So we graciously said, yes, of course, she could come. And everything was fine for about a month. We were having a great time with each other, getting to know each other again. And then I received utility bills, and they had more than doubled. They had gone from $150 a month to $350 a month.
Oh.
So I talked with my husband, and we decided that it probably was a good time to ask Savannah to pay some rent and contribute to the household and pay towards utilities as well.
So you made the bills go up, dear, $200 a month. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, and how did you feel about the $500 per rent? Was that affordable for you?
No, it was not. I had explicitly told my mom that it's something I cannot afford. I could do the $200 in utilities, but we had been arguing, and she, out of nowhere, just said, okay, we're gonna start paying the $500 on top of the $200 utilities.
And this was after you were already living there.
Yes.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
How would you feel about it, young lady?
I would really like that, yes.
Oh, you'd like it so much that you'd be willing to move in and put something towards your own lifestyle expenses?
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Faith Carter and her daughter, Savannah Carter, over unpaid rent and utilities.
Well, at some point, Savannah Carter, you did decide you wanted to go back and live with your mother. What was the reason for that?
Yeah, I felt that I needed to get out and start living life on my own, but I realized I had been living with my father for too long. I thought I'd ask my mom for help for once, because she is my mother after all. So I thought my mom was going to be more considerate and let me stay a little with only $200 with utilities, only because I'm trying to save up money to buy or rent out my own apartment as well, so I wouldn't have to stay with my mom any longer.
How long do you anticipate being at your mother and stepfather's home?
4 months originally, so I can at least save up for a couple months worth of rent.
Okay, and you've already been there 4 months, though, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you're ready to move out, right?
Yes, I'm not with her right now.
Oh, you have moved out. Okay, where are you living?
I'm back with my dad.
Okay, so you back freeloading. Okay. Would you like to live back with her under the right circumstances? Where do you prefer living, with your mom or your dad?
Right now with my dad, because
It's free, right?
yes, and because of her husband.
Okay. I want to make a proposition. If you were to move back in with her, you were to pay her $500 every month. Ma'am, how would you feel about taking $200 of that $500 every month and actually putting it towards you and your husband's bills, specifically the increase of the utilities? So if you saved that $300 that she's giving you for her rent every month, how would you feel about returning that to her, but not to her for her pocket, paying that towards a down payment for her to lease a place of her own?
I would feel very good about doing that.
How would you feel about it, young lady?
I would really like that, yes.
Oh, you'd like it so much that you'd be willing to move in and put something towards your own lifestyle expenses?
Judge Eboni's verdict when equal justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
Okay, so I'm not going to hold her accountable for things that you just decided to implement after the fact. But I do believe, young lady, that you need to be responsible for the fact that your being in their home cost them some money. So I'm going to say the $200 were the increase of utilities each month.
Yes.
So that would be $800 for 4 months of it. Okay, do you have $800, young lady? You haven't paid anything.
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to take $800 of your savings. I'm going to order that to your mother. And I really hope that you both consider the proposal I put in front of you. It will allow you to actually live on your own. It will allow you to actually get yourself in a responsible posture so that you can continue to pay for your lifestyle and get yourself back to school and get yourself on the right track. You seem like a smart young lady. It also, mother, will give you some responsibility too, that you'll have to save that money for her, instruct her on how to spend it in a way that supports her lifestyle, and hopefully it will give you guys something to do together, something that you're both jointly responsible for and that you can both be proud of at the end of that journey. As it stands, the court rules in favor of the plaintiff, but only for $800. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $800.
Any final thoughts for each other?
I'm glad you value money over your relationship with your daughter.
I'm really sorry, but I hope you come back.
Okay, you've had your day in court. Please follow me.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.